Hello there, good morning. I just come from a blood test. This is not related to this video. And the nurse refused to see me because I wasn't wearing a mask. So some very, very brave man came and did it. What a hero. Got to cover your face, chaps. It's all coming back. And that's what this video is about now, really, because the government, Kelsoprees, have announced that we might have to bring back new measures again. Now, anyone watching this is not surprised. We knew this would happen, and I do hope that when all this was going, sort of last June, July, well, it was July when it eventually happened, Freedom Day, that you pointed out to people, this ain't Freedom Day. The official measures are going to come back, definitely, but even the fact that it had the NHS that was pinging people, my daughter had to give, she got COVID, she's fine, by the way, she had to give my details. I was forced to stay at home for 10 days. So tell me lockdown finished when loads and loads of people have been forced to stay at home, and I would actually argue a lot of people, especially if they're paid for being off because they've been pinged, were actively looking to get pinged, going around and scanning their app in as many goddamn places as they possibly could. You bastards, you are the problem if you're one of those people. No, it's not okay if you're watching this video. If you're one of those people that deliberately wanted to get zapped, so no, part of the problem. Sorry, might have lost a couple of followers there. Not that I've got many. Anyway, so new measures, masks coming back. Not that they really even went away. I mean, where I'm hanging out, most people are still wearing them, dirty rags over their faces, but they're good people. But you got to point out to people. Okay, so now it's officially coming back. Why was I right? Because people think that I'm a lunatic. And I might be mad. I probably am mad. Everything that's going on in the last few years, with red pinning, has turned me a bit mad. But it doesn't mean I'm not right. So why was I right? Because I knew that the plan is to this never to end. It's control. It's control and it's power. And of course it's money and all those things as well. But people think you're crazy for that. But now they have to go, yeah, they did promise, didn't they? So it's an opportunity to red pill some more people, I would say. I mean, it's really, really bad, but if you're going to try to find anything positive, maybe we can red pill a few more people. And I think naturally a few will. Some will never red pill. Some people are too far invested in their own worldview to even allow themselves to think that something could be going wrong. Because, it hurts. It's painful. Right, well, I've made notes because this is not the first attempt I've made this video. I've cocked this up a few times and I've gone off on tangents. So if I do, I apologise. I'm not that organised, but no, some notes. So I want to talk about how to identify that. I would say the two different types of people that are complying. You've got majority, certainly of younger people that I've spoken to, that when they're talking about the jabs and this and that, they've asked why I'm not doing it. So I don't want to do it. I'm not afraid. And they go, yeah, well, I'm not either, really. I just wanted to go on holiday. I wanted my freedom. Okay, so that's the compliant person there. The other person is the person that is continually tuned in to BBC or Sky or what have you, because they have some bizarre view that there's a difference in the different media outlets. There isn't. There's the window dressing is slightly different, but behind it, the drive is still the same because there's corporate control, isn't it? And the corporations want this, so they're paying for it. You look at that Pfizer thing, all the different programs brought to you by Pfizer, and you show that to anyone, they're going to go, Or what's the other one? Where all the talking heads are reading exactly the same script at the same time. And you think you change the channel, you're going to get something different. Crazy. Anyway, so there's that person that is really, really afraid. Genuinely terrified for their life. So I suppose there's different ways of talking to them. I would say to the first people in that group, say, well, you cannot comply your way out of tyranny. And they might go, this tyranny, come on, calm down, Winston. It's not tyranny. You're being a bit over the top. And say, well, okay, well, we're tiptoeing away there. Hitler didn't on day one just go, right, now we're going to burn and kill all the Jews. He got there gradually, didn't he? But he had his plan. He got those yellow badges, those yellow stars, didn't he? That we're all going to have to wear again. Get back on track, Winston. Get back on track. So you don't comply, and I say, well, okay. So say to these people, to people that are in positions of power, why are they in positions of power? Did it just happen accidentally, or did they want it? Did they seek it? What's behind those people? Oh yeah, bloody politicians. They agree. Okay, fine. So what happens to these greedy, power-lusting people if they're not kept in check? Tyranny. And when it's globally controlled, because that's what I think, that's one of the big arguments. You have to say, look at all these organisations, look at how they all parrot the same things. Look at the Build Back Better message. Show them all the different politicians and leaders around the world and heads of global organisations like the World Economic Forum who build back better. Why are they all saying the same thing? It's coordinated. So you say, when you have that unchecked, and when you have, I heard this recently, this was Mussolini's definition of fascism, when the corporations take over, like the media and the state, equals fascism. Obviously, I'm a bit of a dunce, so I'm a bit hard of thinking with these things, but that's one aspect of it. Clearly, obviously, there's the way people behave, the shutting down of dissenters and, the tyranny, basically, the gulags and the concentration camps. Show them. 38 people the other day were collected by the military in Australia and taken to camps to concentrate where the people are that have not been vaccinated. Concentration camps. Oh, it might be nice in there. That's all right, they've got a telly. A little pillow. It's not, not being gassed, are they? Not yet. The second of the people, the ones that are just generally terrified, is to say, okay, well, why are we having lockdown? Well, there's a new variant. Okay. They said, it doesn't matter if there are new variants, we will not lock down again. Yeah, but it's a new variant. Okay, all right, fine. So you already got them tap dancing. But how deadly is this new variant? And this is, so anyone that has sort of, like me, that didn't really give much thought to these things before, we've been forced to look into what viruses are and why they mutate, because it sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's a mutated virus. Run for the hills. Well, it's mutated because it's making itself less deadly, isn't it? So if a virus, a disease, is really, really deadly, like Ebola or something like that, it kills people very, very quickly, they have got a very, very short period of time while they can spread that virus. People will naturally, the sicker you feel, the less likely you are to climb out of bed, isn't it? You're just going to be there. And people know you're really, really ill. You stay away. You're really sick. You don't go anywhere. If you're less sick, you're more likely to move around and transfer that onto people. So viruses mutate because when a host dies, the virus dies with it. And the virus wants to go on, doesn't it? So, I'm losing my train here. This is the argument for the people that are, that are arguing that lockdown is good because we've got a new variant. Say, well, you're going to have to live with it. We know it's endemic. We know that there's always going to be them. Do you want this for the rest of your life? You are going to have this for the rest of your life. You are going to be forced to cover up your face. You are going to be forced to have at least 2 jabs a year. I think it'll be more. I mean, if you follow it on logically, why couldn't it end up as a daily thing? Have you had your daily dose of, let's call it, soma to control you? This deep. Brave New World is very, very real. I think it's more real than 1984 at the moment. You just got to get them to face it. Yeah, okay, it's not a deadly. So, do you need it? And also, to both 1 and 2, these 2 different types of people, why are we not allowed to talk about natural immunity? Natural immunity looks like it is far more effective about not getting this thing than having the booster shot, because clearly the vaccine, they call it vaccine, it's not a vaccine, is it? I've had polio vaccine, I've had a TB vaccine. I'm not worried about getting those things because I am vaccinated from them. Anyway, maybe those vaccines made me into the dunce I am, or maybe it's all the blows to the head I've had. Anyway, one of them two. Pick, or both. So, where was I? Oh my God, Winston. This is why I don't do very many videos anymore. I get too confused. So we got them tap dancing over the lockdowns, over the masks, and this is all, I think, quite important, because you've got to, in a nice way. I don't mean be aggressive. Don't just run up to people and do it. To choose your moments. Stay calm, be polite, be respectful at all times. Because if you get angry with people, you're going to lose the argument, okay? Let them get angry. Let them get frustrated with you. And the more frustrated they get, calm yourself down. Look, I'm just trying to point out facts here. I'm just trying to logic. You know, we said this and this can't both be true. But you believe in both of them, aren't you? Anyway, just try to point out their cognitive dissonance or their doublethink as often as possible, as nicely as possible. And we might wake up a few more people. We might get to Red Pill. And who knows, maybe we get to Red Pill Neo. Maybe Neo is just around the corner and is going to save us all. I'm going to talk about another a very heated debate I had with a friend last week. And this is somebody that we care about each other a lot. And but we have very, very different views. And I've discovered, well, actually, I always thought we had very, very similar views, but it turns out, obviously, he's much more of an authoritarian than I am. He's accused me in arguments before of being a fascist, but that's as he's losing the argument. Fascist. It's like, okay, yeah, the person that's arguing for freedom of speech and individual freedoms is the fascist. Okay, yeah, got you. You lost the argument, didn't you? Anyhow, so he was asking me why I don't trust the media. And so I even talked about those things. I just talked about the Pfizer and all that sort of stuff. But I talked about how they've covered up for many, many different things. You know, the grooming gangs, a big one. How they lied about Lord Voldemort constantly. How they lied constantly about Trump. And I will not trust them. And it spills over. It's not just the media. Isn't just the news. It spills over into the daily programming. So I don't watch it. I get my media sources from alternative media, and you can then highlight, and they because they think, oh, that's all crazy. People say, yeah, some of them are nuts. You have to filter them out. You have to go. I still watch occasionally Alistair Williams, and if you ever see this Alistair, I think you're a top bloke, but you're fucking nuts, mate. You have gone far too far with it. Every single thing is a conspiracy. No, not every single thing. It really isn't. But, anyway. Still funny guy. Still really like you, mate. The argument then went on to this person drew a red line last year. I was desperately trying to get this person all the time to make a red line. Where is the point where you were saying, no, this is too far? Because I said tyranny. This is tiptoeing towards tyranny. No, it isn't. Okay, well, give us a red line. My red lines haven't changed at all. I've been consistent the whole way through. And he said he would never accept mandated vaccines at all, in any situation. It should be personal choice. He thinks people should have them, but it should be a personal choice. Then the topic came up with the care workers now being mandated, and he went, that's good. I said, okay, right, you realise that you've just crossed your red line. Yeah, but we have to protect the vulnerable. So there you go. Already we've got cognitive dissonance, because made a red line, crossed over it, but we've got to protect the vulnerable. And I said, who's the vulnerable? Sorry, this video's a bit long. He said, well, the old, sick people in hospitals. Okay, oh yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, we want to protect them, don't we? We don't want people going in there and giving them COVID on top of whatever else they've got, because it's got so much worse because they were denied medical care probably for a long time. So I said, well, so I said, do you accept that people that have had the jabs and the boosters and all that stuff can still carry COVID? Yes. Okay, good. At least we're not in the realms of no, you're invincible to it. Okay. Because then the person that's vulnerable in hospital, if they've had their jabs, they would also be impervious to it, wouldn't they? Right, so you got to make these, and you got to make them say it. And you go, okay, we're like mental note of this argument. I said, okay, so who's more likely to go to work? And I created a scenario: two identical people. Let's say like twins. Let's say they're both medical doctors, both 30 years old, both got masses and masses of debt from going to university that they've got to pay off, got families they've got to support. One of them's had the jab, the other one is without the jab. Which one's more likely to go to work if they contract COVID? And he said, what do you mean? I said, he said, the unjabbed. I said, no, hang on. But if you've had the jabs, you're less likely to feel ill. you could be asymptomatic and not even know you're ill. Yeah, but no, but you got to protect the vulnerable. I said, yeah, okay, but which one of them is more likely to infect the vulnerable? The person that's been jabbed or the person that hasn't been jabbed? We said, well, the person that hasn't been jabbed, obviously. I said, no, it's not obvious, because the person that hasn't been jabbed is more likely to stay at fucking home because they're ill. They feel awful. They've called in, I'm really ill. I've done a test and I've got COVID. I can't come in. Okay, you stay at home and your twin can come in and infect everybody because you're at the same do together where you didn't have to, all these things. And it was just like, kept going round. We're going round and round and round, from one foot to the other. The tap dance was going on. And it was just like, and I just said, no, I'm not having this. I'd had a few drinks as well. So I was like, no. And I kept making him dance from point to point to point. And in the end, he said, sod them, they can get another job. They can go on the dole. And I was just like, oh, wow. Now we've gone completely immoral here. And I got angry at that point. I was just like, that's absolutely disgusting what you said. Somebody that has done nothing wrong, they've worked their arse off, they're looking after people that are sick constantly. There's no other way of doing it without getting into all that debt. And now they've got to be saddled with that, and then they've got to wash pots in a restaurant. I said, yeah, they should just have the jab. And what that means is, I had it, they should have it. And that is what a lot of this is about. A lot of people are just angry at the people that are not complying. They're beginning to hate the others. And who are the others? Who could we say the people that will have to wear badges are? They're the others. We might as well just be the Jews, and we might as well just put them in concentration camps because they're the problem. They're the ones that are holding us back. They're the ones that are keeping us going. But they know deep down, they know it's not deadly. I mean, it's deadly for some people that are already really, really sick and old. It's not deadly. It's got 99% survival rate. All of these things you can say all along. But we're the problem. We're not the problem. You're the problem. The ones that are complying, you are the problem. We will never comply our way out of this. This will go on and on and on. And people like me that are sitting here making this video will eventually disappear because we will be the first ones to go to these lovely, great big new prisons they're building. And I suppose when I'm in that prison, at least I'll be in good company because I'll be in with other people like me. Although we probably won't be long before we're killed. No, it's really, really desperate. And I'm going to wind this up there, I think. But yeah, basically, I don't know. Do I go to prison or not? Or do I try to get the hell out of this country? Where do you go? I mean, seriously, where do you go? Where is this not going to follow you? Because it is a global tyranny, isn't it? I mean, my other half's Polish, so it could be Poland. Poland is a good option, I think. And I had a long talk with her about this the other day, and I made sure she knows I'm deadly, deadly serious, that I'm quite happy to leave this country. But Poland has said, we will not do mandated vaccines. They've said it. But, sometimes politicians say something and they don't really mean it. Or they mean it sort of, but if enough pressure gets on them from, all the global forces, all the power, eventually they'll cave. So I think Poland will go that way as well. And then I suppose we're left with the US of A. Will I eventually qualify as a refugee? Because I think that might be my only way of getting to the USA. And when I say USA, I mean the red states. I mean Texas, baby. I mean Florida, somewhere like that. Somewhere where they really do care about their freedom and their guns. But I don't think I'd ever qualify to get there. Unless anyone's got any advice for me on that, I'd much appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to wind this one up there because it's a really long video. I do apologise. And I just try to end it light. This could be really good. This could be like that little acceleration. A few more people wake up. Eventually, it won't take that many people just to go, no. You can turn this around with the majority of people complying and just enough people that don't comply and they become civilly disobedient. And who knows? These prisons they're building, we could have them in there, eh? That'd be nice. That'd be amazing. Anyway, I will see you probably soon. Anyway, bye.